Everybody, it's SourceCodeX here again, the Jazz Fusion guy, and I thought I would share with you some of my recent purchases and finds. It's in the end of August, so I haven't been uploading too many videos because I've been vacationing and doing my best to collect all the live shows of Holdsworth, UK with Holdsworth, and Bruford with Holdsworth, and the unknown John Clark. Okay, what have I been buying since the last time I uploaded a what have I been buying video? Well, I picked up Return to Forever's Jazz Workshop, Boston, Massachusetts, in May 15th, 1973. And the band was Correa, Clark, DiMeola, and White. And even though I don't really like these releases that much, since I was bummed that Bill Connors left Return to Forever and then Al DiMeola kicked in. Well, actually that's DiMeola playing in the background from Electric Rendezvous. But this is a 2 CD combination package where I've known you before, Return to Forever, and No Mystery Return to Forever. Some good stuff in here. A lot I consider kind of weak and at times dopey. But just for the sake of Jazz Fusion history, I bought this. This was a nice collection, even though I'm not a real big DiMeola fan with Return to Forever, except on Romantic Warrior. He did a good job. But I bought this original album, Classics. We have got 5 of his releases here. Land of the Midnight Sun, excellent album. Elegant Gypsy, excellent as well. Casino and Splendido Hotel were sort of repetitive of the feel of Elegant Gypsy. And then Electric Rendezvous. We've got some nice cuts with Jan Hammer here. I would say Godbird Change, Electric Rendezvous, Cruising, Black Cat Shuffle are about the only tracks really worth listening as far as Al DiMeola doing electric. Okay, what else? Well, I already had Bill Connors' Step It release, but not on the Evidence label. I had it on the Pathfinder label. This is a very hard to find CD and commands prices around $40 a pop. So I bought 2 of them off of eBay and various places like that at decent prices. And yes, you know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to sell one of these Evidence label releases and my Pathfinder release and keep one of these Evidence releases. Alright, what else have I discovered? This, and this is extremely rare bootleg with Holdsworth on it. It is called Jazz Explosion Super Band. I've only listened to a little bit of this release on YouTube and I liked what I heard. This is just basically a live jam with all these Fat Cat musicians on here. I paid a pretty piece for this one off of Amazon. The guy wanted $100. I talked him down to 45 because I felt this was a worthy bootleg to have. So we'll see how it sounds overall. As you can tell, I'm kind of a Holdsworth completist. Okay. Daryl Dobson put out a release called The Mind Electric many years ago. Great jazz fusion. This is the remastered version. This was very hard to find anywhere on the internet. I contacted Daryl. He said, "Oh, I'm going to do a bunch of them, release them September 2021. So go ahead and keep updated yourself by checking with Daryl, see when he has these available." And it is a CDR in here, but who cares? Another release hard to find. Chad Wackerman, Legs 11. People wanted all kind of cash for this thing on eBay and Discogs, and Amazon didn't even have any copies available. So what did I do? Just like I did last time, I emailed Chad and said, "Look, you got a copy of Legs 11?" And sure enough, still sealed in the plastic, $20 from Chad. So great guitar playing. I think the guitarist on here is James Muller. He's out of Australia, and he does a fine job. If you're a Holdsworth fan, Muller pulls off some Holdsworth vibes. Not exactly like Holdsworth, but he does great with Wackerman's compositions. Another CD I thought I had, but must have gotten rid of it. I had to buy it back again. This is MCM, which is Alex Masai, Randy Coven, and Macaluso on drums. I don't know his first name. But this is 1900 Hard Times. And this is a live release, and it is just over-the-top musicianship. Masai, at times, I swear I'm hearing Sean Lane riffing it up, and Masai is doing a killer Sean Lane. Alright, what else did I get? Joe Zawinul's Faces and Places. And why did I buy this release in particular? For one song, Tower of Silence. I'm sure the other tracks are great in here, but that piece is just killer. So, bought this off of eBay at quite a decent price, like $16. Alright, here's a bizarre release that sort of under the radar, not too many people know about. It is called Dark. Tamna Voida. And we've got some interesting stuff going on. I think the guitarist is Miroslav Tadic. And David Torn and his bizarre guitar pyrotechnics. And El Shankar is on here as well. This was another worked it out with the seller, talked him down, and got it what I feel like was a decent price, even though it's so hard to find this one. Okay, I not only like fusion, but I like great progressive rock. And this is the remastered Extra Tracks Phil Manzanera's 801. Oop. Trying to focus in on the pieces here. So, just a great release. I sold my other 801 after I bought this remastered release. Wonderful stuff. Sort of proggy, fusiony, just a nice mix. Also on the prog horizon, excuse me, is Tim Blake's New Jerusalem. If you are a synthesizer fan like I am, this is a phenomenal release. And this is the remastered version with bonus tracks. So I sold my old voice print copy, or I didn't say sold it, I listed it for sale, and I bought this updated version that I just stumbled across and found out, hey, this thing's been redone. So why not get the redone stuff? Now, I'm also into really good ambient music, and Liquid Mind, who is Chuck Wild, he used to play in a band called Missing Persons, but after all that gigging, to heal his own sort of wounded mind and soul, he started working out on the keyboard doing ambient relaxation synthesizer stuff, and this is his 13th release. He's been at this a long time. This is called Mindfulness, and you know, I reviewed a lot of his music, a lot of Chuck's music years ago, and he and I kind of have a good relationship when it comes to his stuff. So he sent me this free of charge, and at one point in time I will actually open it and listen to it and send him a review. He also sent me his latest, compilation release, Liquid Mind Musical Healthcare. And this is all stuff from earlier releases. It's a nice mix. But we've got one track, Healing Hands, which is a new release. I downloaded the digital files too that Chuck sent me, opened up for me, and I've already done a review of this, and it may be on the label's website already. I don't know. They were pretty thankful of what I had to say. But how can you say something bad about something that's good? Lastly, I'm totally into classical music. My favorite classical musician is composer is Friedrich Delius, and right behind him is Ralph Vaughan Williams. And I was on Spotify listening to a collection of Ralph Vaughan Williams, and I saw this 2 CD collection of his. The Tallis Fantasia is worth the price of admission. A favorite piece of mine from a long time ago. It's a piece that was based on a many centuries ago sacred choral piece by Thomas Tallis. So you got 2 CDs here and a good collection of work by Ralph Vaughan Williams. Got to be careful when you're listening to stuff on Spotify. You wind up buying stuff. But I'm glad I discovered this collection was out. And that's about it for what I've been grabbing lately. A mix of classical, prog, and ambient, fusion, you name it, it's all here. And one day I may actually open up some of these and listen to them. But that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed checking into what I've been listening to, and I recommend everything I showed you here. So Google it up, buy it, go to Discogs, go to eBay, go to Amazon even if you can get it for cheap. And remember, when you're at Amazon and you see a price that you think is outrageous, click on the seller, contact them, give them the ASIN number, the release name, and say, look, this is too much. I'll give you 20 bucks. And a lot of times they just do it to get rid of it. So save yourself some money for just a few minutes of sending an email. Anyway, that's it. I am signing off, and I'm going to get back to music as usual. Well, among all my purchases, I totally forgot to mention this superb find of mine. It is the Dixie Dregs The Great Spectacular on CD, released in 1997. The original first release by the Dregs, The Great Spectacular, was on LP, and it was released in 1975, and it commands a fine price. Now, this particular release, what makes it extra special is this. Give me a moment here. This release is signed by the whole band. Here's Steve Morris, the guitarist, signature. Here's Andy West, the bass player's signature. Alan Sloan, the violinist, signature. And drummer Rod Morgenstein. Now, I got out my 10x loop or magnifier when I got this and pulled this paper out. These signatures, all done with different kind of pens, are not printed with the paper. They are actually ink marks on the paper itself. You can see how the Great Spectacular print is not shiny on the paper, and the Dixie Dregs print, it's not really that shiny, but if you look at the signatures, you can see how they stand out. They are legit. And the thing that I find most impressive, if you look really close at Steve Morris's signature, let me get it in focus. He used some sort of ballpoint pen. And if you get close and look, it is imprinted. It is indentations in the paper. You can't get that with a fake print. This is a real signature. Here's the CD itself. It is in great shape. It is mint. I'm not going to take it out to show you, but just trust me. There's no scratches. And the tray card comes with the track list, a little background, and pictures of the band from that era. Now, you would think finding something like this, I would totally want to hold on to it. Well, I've got signed CDs by Sean Lane and Jonas Hellborg, and when I was backstage with those guys at his last concert, they signed all my CDs. I'm never getting rid of those. But the Dregs, it's a different story. All these guys are still alive that I know of. But at one point, they will be gone. And the value of this CD will go up. But I'm selling it because I need gear. And if I sell this, I will be able to purchase said gear. You know, I'm going to release some music maybe the end of this year, maybe early to mid next year. And, you know, I've got other music out. I've been releasing music since 2005. You can find it on Bandcamp. If you Google up SourceCodeX, all one word, and Bandcamp, you'll find the page where you can listen and buy and whatever. I will put a link in the notes below so you can go straight to my music website. But when you need gear, you need gear. And selling this puppy to somebody who really loves the dregs even more than I do, that'll be a bonus. If you live outside the US, I'm sorry, I don't ship internationally, but I ship to Hawaii, Alaska, and maybe I've said this before in the earlier part of the video, I don't remember. But if you live anywhere in the US, I can ship this to you. And it will be shipped priority and insured and all that good stuff. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new, and maybe somebody will buy this CD. I certainly hope so. Well, you guys have a nice rest of your life. Stay away, you nasty COVID variants.